It's a strange season, and it's hard to say to you later on, like, oh, right now, can you please predict the finals? Because pandemic play makes everything strange as we just see the second half of the season launched. What are your predictions for the playoffs and for the finals?
I would like to see Brooklyn versus LA. Now, let me go back. In the Eastern Conference Finals, I would like to see Brooklyn versus Philly.
Okay.
In the Western Conference Finals, I would like to see LA versus the Clippers or LA versus Utah. And then in the perfect world, I would like to see LA versus Brooklyn. All the stars, 3 stars versus 2 stars, and see who pans out the best.
We just hung up with Doc Rivers a couple minutes ago, and we were talking to him about Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons and how they're playing together. How has Doc been so successful so far in Philadelphia?
It's all about his resume. Doc has a resume that you must and you will respect. And as a player, you saw when Phil came in. Whatever Phil said was gold because we knew it was gold because every time we got swept by Utah and San Antonio, we'd be watching him in the finals. So it's obvious he knew what he's talking about. It's obvious Doc knows what he's talking about. And he probably just told Joe, like, hey, Joe, I don't mind you shooting some threes, but I think you need to play big and, play inside. And Joe's been playing. He looks good. Ben's been, doing his thing. Tobias Harris is the superstar of the team so far. Like, he's the one that's been, really stepping his game up. And I hope his injury's not that bad of an injury. But, Doc got the guys playing well. And, again, it's all about resume and respect. They know that Doc Rivers knows and understands what he's talking about.
And it's so different than his experience in L.A. with Paul George and with Kawhi Leonard. And I think you hit the nail on the head also, too. Young players will absorb more. Because when you guys were there in 2000, Phil came in, there were some veterans. I mean, Ron Harper came. We had some veterans that came. But you guys were a group that was willing to listen. You have to be willing to be coached in order to accept a coach.
We knew we were good, but we knew we weren't good enough. Like, we always had great regular season, big games on regular season, but every time we got to the playoffs versus Utah and San Antonio, we get swept. So we were like, hey, we ain't that good. So, Phil come in and he taught us, and he taught us how to think and taught us how to play, and everything, just turned around. So I know Ben and Joel, they want to win, they want to do well. So, like you say, you have to be willing and eager to listen.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.